this team, has their own identity. They want to have their own identity, yet they also want to be the first team ever to go win back-to-back national championships at Ohio State. And that's going to start with the first game against Texas.
The offseason is over, and we're all set for the biggest opener in college football history. Hello, and welcome to a new season of Game Time with Ryan Day, presented by Huntington. I'm Adam King. Over the next hour, we get you set for the defending champs going up against the #1 rated Texas Longhorns. You can hear from Athletic Director Ross Bjork, plus the Blocko, Sonny Styles, and James Peoples. But first, here's Dom Tiberi with national champion head coach Ryan Day.
Coach, I remember talking to you right after winning the national title and asked you, had it sunk in. It's sunk in now, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's the last thing on my mind right now. But yeah, I think when we're able to get away from it and kind of let it all sink in, like you said, and recognize all the things that were accomplished during the season. There was a lot to celebrate. But in life, life moves on. And here we are with our new game, new season, new group of guys, new journey, new story, and that's what it's all about. And as much as we want to celebrate a great season last year, I mean, life goes fast, time moves fast, and it feels like as you get older, time moves faster and faster. And man, it's hard to just kind of move on and say it's on to the next year, because you spend your whole life chasing a national championship. And so, there was a great time to celebrate and look back. But, these guys have a look in their eye. I mean, they really want to do it again. They want to be the first team to go back-to-back here at Ohio State.
Yeah, I wanted to follow up with that because I thought it was interesting, especially the leaders of this club. That it was an amazing accomplishment.
Yep.
But they moved on quickly. Caleb Downs and those kids, they moved on, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They did. You could tell there's winners there. There's guys that won state championships. There's guys that have goals, because, like you said, the minute we all got together with this new group of guys, and I think you've heard me say before, the day of the celebration, we had all the guys who were, seniors step up in front of the group, and then in our auditorium, team room, where we do our press conferences, that's where we have everybody sit, and the freshmen sit in the back, and so everybody actually moved up in a row, and it was really symbolic of, okay, now you guys are in different roles. So everybody has to step up in a big way.
Coach, I've been doing this a couple years. This is my 44th season. To me, the biggest opener in the history of Ohio State football. Hollywood couldn't have written a better script to have this rematch. I've never met a coach that feels like, I wish we could get one more day of practice in. How ready, though, do you think the guys are for this?
Yeah, I feel like we got to go play and figure out where we're at. I think there's certain things that we feel like we are ready to go. There's certain other areas that we feel like we got to improve on. We know, but that's part of the journey of the season. You got to grow, and it's going to be a long year. But what a great way to start the season! It's great for the fans, great for our players, and now we're fired up. And like you said, I mean, if there's been a bigger one than this one, I don't know, what it is, and what a great way to start the season. And again, going to get some great feedback, and then we go from there. We got a long season ahead of us, but our first goal when we looked at our calendar this year and we looked at the schedule was, we got to beat Texas week 1.
And for the first time this season, we get to bring in our experts, Coach Coop. Welcome back, and our newest member of Game Time with Ryan Day, Tyvis Powell. Tyvis, welcome to the show here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, Tyvis, this first question, we'll tee it up right for you. Mm-hmm. I mean, not only is it your first time on Game Time with Ryan Day, but it's also a massive matchup. How excited are you to kick off this season with the #1 team in the country?
It's something that I've been thinking about all year. Obviously you think about coming off a national championship win, and now to open up a season against the #1 team, Arch Manning and those Texas Longhorns. I'm super excited. Saturday can't get here fast enough. Can't wait to see these guys go out there and see what this new Ohio State team look like now that all those other guys are going to the NFL.
There are a lot of first game jitters that you get, both as a coach and player, everybody in new roles. How much are you worried about that affecting the actual outcome on the field, and how do you balance that out as a team?
I wouldn't be worried about it. You've got a long time to get ready for this team now. And we are going to have a well-coached Ohio State University football team. We've got a lot of coaches out there now. These players come in here in January, got them here all winter. We got them all summer, in the fall, and they've covered all the bases. We're playing the number 1 ranked team in the country. It's going to be an exciting game. We're going to be ready to play.
How in the world, as defending national champs, do you not let the emotions get the best of you when you take the field?
Well, I would be lying to you if I told you it was easy to do. But I think what you have to do is you have to understand, like, yes, this is a big, exciting game. You need to enjoy the moment, but make sure that you are ready for that moment. And I think what's going on is guys are going to be prepared. Coaches have worked you through these situations. That's the one thing they do at Ohio State. They put you in so many different situations that will occur in the game that when you see it in the game, you're ready for it. So those guys need to go back to their training, understand that every game at Ohio State is going to be a big game, but make sure that you're executing your assignment.
Can you over-prepare for a certain team? I mean, they've known it was Texas. How much do you balance out preparing for game 1 versus getting ready in the offseason?
Well, as I mentioned, we've had a lot of time to get ready for this team, and I know we've covered all the bases. Now there's no limit on how many coaches you can have. So we used to have 8 coaches, now we got about 25. So we're well coached. We have got all the bases covered.
Well, that's
not going to make any mistakes. That's going to win.
That's always your rule number 1.
That's going to win the game.
Don't make any mistakes.
That's going to win the game for us.
Well, one guy that can't make any mistakes for the Buckeyes and will be leaned heavily on is James Peoples, the Ohio State running back. Now in his 2nd season, already becoming quite the leader and carrying major expectations. He sits down with our Nicole Sheeran.
James Peoples, running back and sophomore year.
So, James, you were obviously here last season. You got to share a room with guys like Quinshon Judkins,
Yeah.
Trey Henderson.
Yeah.
What did you learn from those two that you're really hoping to carry over this season?
I mean, I just learned how to lead. That was the biggest thing, how to lead and be on top of your business every single day. From watching Trey, watching Q, guys have been in college football for like 3+ years. They really go about every day, really critically, and take the coaching from Coach Locke. That was the biggest thing, is that growth. When you're getting coached hard, like being able to take that and apply it in practice.
With those two obviously heading to the league, how much does it excite you that, that starting job is right there? It's kind of up to you guys on who is it going to be, right?
I mean, it's definitely exciting. We've just been battling out, what I'm saying, healthy competition, but, just being on top of your business every day, going about your work, doing what Coach Locke tells you to do, and then we're going to see you, August 30th.
Last season, you had like 50 carries for 200-some yards, 2 touchdowns. You got to ball out there. How much did that prepare you to take on the role you're about to take on this season?
You get those reps, and you really get that familiarity with college football, because it's a whole nother pace than it is in high school. And then, of course, those reps I got in practice, those are things that you, like, when you get enough of those reps, your growth, your development, it really quickly, enhances.
I have to ask you, James, CJ told me that all of you send a text in a group with Coach Locke that you made your bed every morning. He rolls his eyes. How did that start, and what does that teach you guys off the field?
It's critical. Oh my goodness, Coach Locke. But it just starts like the beginning of your day is one of the most important times of the day, and accomplishing that small goal, it's something so little but something so big. And I think that goes to show just the critical, like, in detail things.
Last one for you, I'm curious, as a San Antonio kid, do you have Texas fans in your family? How's that working for game 1?
Yeah, I got some Texas fans. I got some people that go to Austin. I got some people that go to UT, and they support me there. Like, man, when you get there, or like even when next year we got to play them there, they might be wearing a little half Ohio State, half Texas. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. I got people on both sides, but I play for OH. So
Jim Lachey is here now to introduce us to some new Buckeyes.
Well, first of all, great to be back with you again for another exciting year of Ohio State football. And speaking of excitement, how about last year? Led by a great group of seniors, Cody Simon on the defensive side, Will Howard, the transfer from Kansas State, comes in here, grabs the #1 starting position at quarterback, and helped lead this team to a national championship. Now, it wasn't a perfect year. Certainly we had a couple bumps, a 1-point loss to Oregon halfway through the season, and then the final game of the year, losing to the rival in Ohio Stadium by 3 points. That's 2 games they lost by a total of 4 points. Buckeye fans were upset. We needed to find a way to get into the playoffs. They did. Now you're playing for a national championship against the Fighting Irish. Buckeyes go down to Atlanta, have a great game plan. Notre Dame takes the ball to start the game, have a long drive, ends up in the end zone with some points. Then Ohio State claws back, scores, get a couple touchdown lead. And then Notre Dame in the third quarter, fourth quarter, they start making some plays, converting on 4th downs, and ends up being a close ball game. You're facing a 3rd and 11. What do? They throw to the great freshman wide receiver Jeremiah Smith. Gets us down in that field goal range. Buckeyes end up getting a field goal to seal the deal and win the 9th national championship for Ohio State and the 1st for head coach Ryan Day. Now in his 7th year with the Buckeyes, we all want another one.
Jim will be back later to talk some offense, but when we come back, the man who will wear the block O. Hear from Sonny Styles as he gets set for his senior season when Game Time with Ryan Day returns.
Today's Game Time with Ryan Day show is brought to you by Huntington, the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, AEP Energy, your Central Ohio Toyota dealers, and the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center, Arthur G. James Cancer Hospital, and Richard J. Solove Research Institute.
You ever feel like your money is just lying around? Welcome to Huntington Bank, where your money is always doing something. While you're grabbing that cute donkey for your nephew, is pushing more towards savings so you can go visit him. When you're listening to him go on and on and on, it's planning your escape. It even sends you a little love note telling you it's proud of you. See, your money's smart. It just needs the right partner. Let's get more from money. Huntington Bank.
Does everything seem more expensive these days, especially your utility bills? You can select AEP Energy to keep your costs low for your energy bills. Say goodbye to higher rates and say hello to savings. It's easy to get started. Simply choose a plan that's right for you, and AEP Energy will take care of the rest. You'll get your energy costs under control with a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started today. AEP Energy is the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get up high quality like bread baked in store and down low prices everywhere you turn. Up high quality that's guaranteed fresh and down low prices on over 1,000 items. With quality and savings that keep adding up, hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith, Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
Zero In is presented by Coca-Cola Zero. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar has more real Coca-Cola flavor, still without any sugar.
All right, Coach, scout the Longhorns on offense for us. Obviously, it all starts around Arch Manning, and I know you got a lot of respect for that kid and the Manning family.
Yeah, no, the Manning family is sort of royalty, I guess you would say, in football. You know, starts with Archie Manning and, you know, what he's done for the sport, obviously, as a player, but then just as an advocate, you know, what he does and, you know, for the sport in general. And then to have two quarterbacks like Eli, Peyton, and you know, his other son Cooper is a great player as well. And not only having great careers, but then just advocates for the game. And then, you know, to have someone like Arch come in and just, you know, have you know, such an early impact at a young age and what he's done. He's got so many people that are pulling for him, and he's got a tremendous you know, skill set and very, very talented. So, you know, we know that it starts with him, like you said, and then it goes from there. I think, you know, Wisner and Baxter are both really good backs. I mean, real good backs. You know, two of the best backs we'll see all season. And the tight end comes in, you know, really, you know, he's a really good player. He's, you know, can run routes. He can block. He's got a lot of versatility there. The receivers are really fast. And up front, they're replacing a few guys for sure. But, you know, those guys were all highly recruited. And, Sark is behind the whole thing. And when you have continuity like that, like you've seen on our side of the ball on offense, that's saying something, because, Arch is now, Arch hasn't played a whole bunch, but he's in year 3. So, I mean, this guy's been in the program for 3 years. So this is not like a freshman who's out there starting.
You played those guys 232 days to when you play them coming up today. With that said, how much do you look back? They lost a bunch of guys. You lost a bunch of guys, but they're still Texas, and Sark does what he does, right?
Well, you look at everything. I mean, sure, I think, I'm sure Sark's looking back on Matt Patricia when they were with each other in the NFL, and I'm sure, Matt's doing the same thing. You look back on different things, but you got to do what your guys can do. It all sounds good, but for a lot of these guys, they're going to be out there doing it for the first time, and then you have to do what fits their skill set. Now that's the part of the journey of the season that's so enjoyable, and now with the playoff system, we're allowed to figure that stuff out as we go. And that's what this first game is going to be with, some inexperienced guys. There's going to be some different things where there's certain things that you're assuming are going to work and other things that don't. And so whoever can quickly adapt to those things and then manage it and take care of the football, tackle, block, and really at the end of the day not beat themselves. I think that's probably the first step you have to take as a team, is you have to learn not to beat yourself. Make them beat you, okay? And then from there we can grow and build. And so that's the challenge to our team in week 1.
All right, I want to bring back in our experts, and we're talking defense, so it's fitting to start with you, Tyvis. You went through a defensive coordinator change with Chris Ash. Mm-hmm. How challenging is that? Buckeyes introducing Matt Patricia. Just with the actual game stuff, when you're talking about calling plays, when you're talking about getting players lined up.
Well, I'd be lying to you if I told you that it was just so smooth when we got with Chris Ash. One thing that Chris Ash did for me when he became the coordinator was he got with me in the spring, and he taught me so many things about the game, some things that I didn't recognize, how to look at certain formation, where the running back is at, how that helped me make plays. With Matt Patricia, I'm imagining that he did the same thing. It's about building that chemistry, earning these guys' trust. So when we get out to that first game, when the coach tells you what to do, you're able to dominate that assignment. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be things that Texas figured out. I mean, they're going to call some really good plays. How do he adjust to those things? When we get to halftime or when we get to the sideline, how are those adjustments going? He should be able to work with these guys to understand, like, they can handle certain things right on the field. Some things have to wait till halftime. So I will be excited to see how these guys respond when they face a little bit of adversity.
Coach, there are two guys that would love to see a couple blind throws, and those are the linebackers here, Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese. They are massive leaders for this team. When you pair in a guy like Caleb Downs in the secondary, how important are these leaders as we head into this new season?
Oh, very, very, very important. And we got those two. I'm glad you mentioned those two linebackers. I personally think that we got the two best linebackers in college football. I mean, they're big, they're fast, they're well coached, they got experience, they work hard in practice. They're going to be good in the open field. That's what you got to do now, because everybody's spreading the offense out, as I mentioned. Mm-hmm. So I think we got an advantage there. I don't think anybody in the country's got better linebackers than we got.
Well, Coach, you just talked about one of those linebackers is the unanimous Block O winner, Sonny Styles. He grew up in Pickerington and worked his way to be a Buckeye great. Now he gets set to try and help lead this Ohio State team back to another successful season.
So, Sonny, to start off, last year you decide to come back for one more season. What was the motivation to return this year?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think I was ready to go. I thought there was more stuff I had to prove. I really want to leave an impact on the younger guys of this team. I remember being a freshman, having 4-year, 5th-year seniors and stuff like that, and the impact they left on me. I'm hoping I can do that for them. And then, obviously I want to go out and go back to back and be the first team in Ohio State history to do it.
Last year, you, of course, were a big-time leader, but this season you're taking on even more of that role. How have you seen yourself evolve into the leader you are now? Yeah,
I think just being able to talk, talk to my teammates, know how to talk to them. I think sometimes when people think about leading, you think about like yelling at your teammates, stuff like that. I think it's, picking your guys up, knowing how to motivate them, knowing how different guys work and how you get them going and stuff like that. And, being able to bring the defense together when we're not doing good or stuff like that, and calm us down.
You've been through a lot with the Buckeyes, starting as your freshman year to now a position change. You're really evolving into the kind of player that you are now. How proud are you of yourself looking back to kind of the guy you are today?
Yeah, I mean, it's a long journey, starting at safety like you talked about, but I think we have such a great atmosphere here. Like, you have so much. You have Coach Day, you have Coach Mick, you have all the training staff. There's so much support staff around you, and I think if you just put your head down and work, good things happen. And that's what happened for me, and it happened for a lot of guys. So I think it just goes to show how well our development is here.
With a new defensive mind like Matt Patricia this season, as a linebacker yourself, how exciting is that to kind of have a new juice around the program a little bit?
Yeah, it's awesome. Coach Patricia's great. He's an elite coordinator. He's obviously done some great work at coordinator, a few Super Bowls.
Just a couple, right?
Yeah, just a few. So it's super exciting. I think what's awesome about it is not only is he an elite coach, but his stuff is very NFL-like. So you get to get a feel for what it would be like in the NFL, even with some of the same terminology and things like that. So it's been great. He has a bunch of confidence in the LB room. I'm excited to see what he does with us this year.
Sonny, you're an Ohio kid. You've won a national title. You have a chance to win another national title. Do you ever look back and just have a pinch me moment that you've already fulfilled so many of your dreams here?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely awesome. I remember being a young kid watching Zeke run down the sideline and stuff like that, man. So it definitely feels good, but still got one more goal to get, or two more goals to get. I haven't beat that team in North, so I got to get that done. I want to know what that feels like and get a pair of gold pants, 'cause that's awesome. My dad has some. Coach Jordan shows us his, so it's awesome feeling. I want to get that done and then get to Indy.
It's time to send it over to All-American Jim Lachey to see who this defense needs to zero in on with this Texas team. Jim?
In this segment, we're going to zero in on the Texas Longhorns defense. And hey, why not zero in on number 0, Anthony Hill Jr., their middle linebacker. Had over 100 tackles, 113 to be exact last year with the Longhorns. The junior linebacker, he's got everything you need. He's got great size at 6'3", 240 pounds, great speed, runs sideline to sideline. Ohio State's going to have to make sure they get him blocked up each and every play. It'll be a challenge for Carson Hintzman, Luke Montgomery, Tegra Shabola, our center, and our 2 guards to make sure that they got him zeroed in every play. Now, don't forget about number 1, Colin Simmons. Freshman of the year last year, the Sean Alexander Freshman of the Year last year. Of course, a lot of people here in Columbus thought maybe we should have Jeremiah Smith win that award. He did. Colin Simmons, a defender. See him wear number 1. He'll be out there rushing both left side, right side. He's going to give our tackles a challenge, so we're going to have to know where he lines up each and every time. And then don't forget about number 16, Michael Taft. He's a guy that's a 5th-generation Longhorn, so it's been in his family for a long time. A former walk-on, believe it or not, now in his 5th year for the Longhorns. He's a guy that had 2 interceptions last year, kind of the field general for that defense at safety position to make sure everybody's lined up. Got a pretty good coordinator, too, in Pete Kwiatkowski. He's been around for a while with the Longhorns. He does a good job of getting those guys lined up, and we'll have an excellent game plan to challenge Ohio State, kind of like they did last year, limited Jeremiah Smith just to 1 play, one catch for 3 yards. That's going to be something that Ohio State's going to have to counter against this Texas Longhorn defense come Saturday.
Zero In is presented by Coca-Cola Zero. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar has more real Coca-Cola flavor, still without any sugar.
Thanks, Jim. Coming up next, back to the head coach as he gets ready for the Longhorns. You're watching Game Time with Ryan Day, presented by Huntington.
One time, our sump pump died at 10 p.m. So we called Atlas Butler.
Yeah, and they were on it immediately.
Like a deer in headlights.
He thinks that means fast.
Call 1-800-FURNACE.
When you're here, you understand what it means to be a Buckeye. And at Elk & Elk, we're proud to wear scarlet and gray every Saturday. Every client, every day, means if you're ever injured, we're proud to stand with you in court. And when you're here at the shoe, we're proud to stand with you and cheer on the Buckeyes.
Whether we're here at the big game or in court, we are committed to you.
Elk and Elk, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
X follow Buckeye, X follow Buckeye.
I like to drink chocolate milk after a workout because it provides a great source of protein and helps my body recover. It's my favorite. I'm built like a Buckeye, and you can be too. Enter to win free chocolate milk for a year.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State Wexner Medical Center is the choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists. With access to the advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
We love Atlas Butler. They're a family-owned company and they do it all.
Our furnace, AC, plumbing, sump pump, drains.
If only they could load the dishwasher.
I load the dishwasher.
Call 1-800-FURNACE.
This portion of Game Time with Ryan Day is brought to you by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center.
Coach, special teams, I know how much you work on them. They're very important to you and the coaching staff. Let's start with the kicker, Jaden Fielding again.
Yes. Yep. You know, Jaden has worked hard this offseason, and he's going to be an important player for us. You know, he made some big kicks down the stretch, and, you know, now, you know, we've done some studies on this where when you look at now, we're averaging about 10 possessions a game. And that's down from what we used to do. You know, we were more of the no huddle, and teams were more spread out and doing those types of things. We were running more like 80 plays a game, and the possessions are more like 12 and 13, sometimes 14 possessions. So what does that mean? Well, it means more situational football, and it means field goal kicking, and 3 points can be a big deal. So, you know, he's worked hard and you know, this offseason, you know, and so, you know, we're counting on him to have a big season.
Any wrinkles with the kick return, punt return? Who's going to be back there?
Yeah, so Caleb will be back there, Brandon will be back there, and, you know, who knows? You know, we have a couple guys that we can rotate throughout the season. I'm not going to make any guarantees this year, but as you know, that unit is huge because, you know, teams will try to steal a possession, so we have to have guys who are alert when we can be aggressive and go after a punt and block it. As you know, last year those were huge plays in games. And then, you know, when you return one and you can change the field position and create a score or set up a score, it becomes big.
And this would be a good one to bring one back to the house. We talk a lot. Yeah. This would be a good one.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're playing in a matchup game where every yard matters, every play matters, you know, we need to do a good job winning special teams.
More from our experts and Coach Day coming up. You're watching Game Time with Ryan Day, presented by Huntington.
Community Outreach is presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center.
I'm the brand ambassador for the Ronald McDonald House in Columbus, Ohio. And, you know, just I love the kids. I love giving back, you know, just doing anything small, you know, going to eat with the families, anything, you know, just giving back to the charity, and very excited for new opportunities I have with the Ronald McDonald House.
Kroger is a proud sponsor of Buckeyes Care.
Hi, I'm John Young, president of Kroger's Columbus Division. Being a Buckeye means coming together to help our neighbors. Kroger feeds the human spirit through our Zero Hunger, Zero Waste plan to end hunger in our communities and eliminate waste in our stores. Join us, Buckeye Nation, by rounding up at any Kroger register. Together, we can end hunger and go Bucks.
For the child you promised to give their own room.
Okay. Right, go check it out. Your brand new room. Told you we get you your own room. What do you think?
For the wife you promised to give more space.
Sorry. Is it for you? What do you think of everything? It's beautiful.
For yourself, who you promised to give the kitchen of your dreams. Let Union Home Mortgage be with you every step of the way and help you deliver on those promises. Union Home Mortgage. Promises kept.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change technicians train hard. As a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, we gave this walk-on a shot. honing their speed, accuracy, and efficiency. To be a champion, you have to train like one.
Ready for oil beans,
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Experts you can trust.
The best outcomes for treating cancer come from early detection and early diagnosis.
The James Cancer Diagnostic Center at Ohio State
is designed to provide rapid evaluation and a clear diagnosis.
We are transforming care by giving patients direct access
to cancer experts who study and treat cancer every day.
If you think you have cancer, the choice is clear.
Choose the James Cancer Diagnostic Center.
Summer's almost over.
But there's lots of end-of-summer fun at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Go long! Yes! Time right! Manny drops back and he flips one right down the middle. Well done. No, this one's burning.
Now you can get a new 25 RAV4 with 4.99 APR financing, or lease a gas-powered RAV4 for $309 a month with 2 years no-cost maintenance included.
Come in today.
Great job, rookie.
Toyota, let's go places.
Game Time with Ryan Day is presented by Huntington. Get more than money from your bank. See how at huntington.com/getmore.
Coach, a lot of people think maybe the strength of this Texas football team is their defense. Scout them for us.
There's a lot of guys there that they're bringing back who are good players. Starts with Hill in the middle, leading tackler, the tackling machine. He's really athletic and running the ball. It's explosive. And then Simmons off the edge is tremendous. Their back end is very good as well. They return a lot of guys. Moore is multiple, in terms of what he can do. He's very versatile. He can do multiple things. And then I think their scheme allows them to, force you to work the ball down the field. And they do a lot of good things. So we saw what that was like. We saw their team speed. I think they do a very good job of tackling. And so we have to match their speed and then obviously be physical.
Do you spend much time looking back at the last meeting? Because it's a lot of the same people.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we look at everything. We go back 2-3 years and we played the defensive coordinator in the Rose Bowl in 2018. We'll look at those. We look at everything. Sometimes we probably look at too much stuff. But at the end of the day, we have to do what our guys can do. So all those plays are good. They're all good plays, but you got to execute them. And in a game like this, execution will be very important.
You remember when you made your rookie start? What were you feeling? Do you remember?
It's sort of a blur. It's like you're almost numb when you get out there, and you just have to trust your training. And that's what I try to talk to Julian about is, you have to believe that the training that you've had will bring you home in this thing. And no expectations. But one thing that I got for advice that I think is good, and I used to use it, especially in the NFL with the quarterbacks that we had, and now I use it here, is let your feet, guide you. Find the speed of the game, and then let your feet get underneath you and go from there. And once they get into the rhythm of the game, it'll all kick in from there. But certainly, we're trying to try to figure out ways for him to have success early, doing the things that he's comfortable with.
All right, I want to bring back in our experts, and we're shifting to the offensive side of the ball. And Tyvis, I'll start with you. Jeremiah Smith, he's a superstar at this point, coming off an unbelievable freshman season. How do you follow this up? How do you handle all these expectations?
Well, it's going to be tough for him. I mean, last year he had other guys like Emeka Egbuka. Coming into the season, Emeka was the guy that defensive coordinators planned for. As that season went on, Jeremiah Smith started making plays, and teams started tailoring their game plans to what Jeremiah is doing. Coming into this season, he is the guy. You have to stop Jeremiah Smith. So he's going to see double teams, triple teams, even quadruple teams. And what would make this season a success for him is, can he still have the ability to make an impact on the game? I don't know necessarily if he'll have the yardage that he'll have with all of that, but if he can still find a way to be effective in the game by catching some passes, still breaking long runs and things like that, I think that this would be a successful season for him.
I mean, at this point, everybody's expecting him to win the Heisman. Those are sky-high expectations. Yes. The guy throwing him the football, Coach Julian saying, he's getting his first start in a college football game against the #1 team, against the Texas Longhorns. How in the world do you handle this magnitude of a start?
First of all, I think Smith is so good. Last year only caught one pass. I think for 3 yards against us last year, against Texas last year. This year, I don't care if they got him double covered. Throw him the ball. This guy is so good. He's going to go make plays. Getting back to our quarterback.
Well, that's a good way to help Julian right there.
Exactly. You don't have to say, hey, I ain't going to throw it to him because he got 2 people lined up out there. They don't have 2 people lined up that can cover him. That's the way I'd look at it. But you go watch practice, the best passing quarterback we got is saying, first day of practice, hey, wow, look at that guy. He's not the biggest guy. He's 6'1", I think, 206 pounds, something like that. But he throws the best pass. And we got some other good wide receivers. We got 3. This guy's covered. You don't throw it to him, throw it to these other guys. He's the best passer we got. He just hadn't played a lot of football.
Brian Hartline is now up in the box as the offensive coordinator. He will be calling the plays, but how involved do we think Ryan Day is going to be here in the first game of the season?
He's going to call the plays. I'm not sure he's going to call all the plays.
There it is.
You're the head football coach. We're playing the best team in the country. You've been calling plays all your life. You got a new guy that's going to do a great job for us. Now, he's going to call most of them, but I think we're going to have a game plan where if it's a certain situation, the play's already called. We know what we're going to do.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll be back with final thoughts in a little bit, but here is Jim Lachey.
Well, the Buckeye defense is going to have a big challenge. Going against, some people say, the highest paid college player, number 16, Arch Manning for the Texas Longhorns. They saw a little bit of him last year. Played a couple snaps against the Buckeyes in that Sugar Bowl where Ohio State ended up winning. Had a few starts when Quinn Ewers was hurt last year. What does he bring to the table? Well, he's just a great quarterback, got great lineage. 2 uncles, Eli and Peyton, both #1 draft picks in the NFL draft. Of course, Grandpa Archie was a great football player. He brings those same pedigree to Texas. This guy's a winner, and it's going to be a big challenge for Ohio State. But he's got some help. He's got a running back, Quintravion Wisner, who came back. He's played for Texas last year, had over 1,000 yards for the Longhorns. He's going to be a steady back, averaging about 4.5 yards per carry. Buckeyes going to have to be sure tacklers to make sure he doesn't step up and have a big game. Probably their best receiver coming back is Trey Wingo. Ryan Wingo. Wingo is a great college football player. Had some big plays last year for Texas. Now he's their leading receiver, and I expect to be the go-to guy for Arch Manning. Now, again, they've lost some guys too. Ohio State had 14 guys get drafted. Texas had 12, so not exactly a rematch, but there are some familiar faces that will be back for the Texas Longhorns. Should be a big test for Ohio State defense with their new defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia.
Jim will be back with the Elk and Elk 2 Deep report in a few minutes, but coming up on Game Time with Ryan Day, presented by Huntington, we sit down with Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjork.
For the child you promised to give their own room.
Okay. All right, go check it out. Your brand new room. Told you we get you your own room. What do you think?
For the wife you promised to give more space.
Sorry. These are for you. What do you think of everything? It's beautiful.
For yourself, who you promised to give the kitchen of your dreams. Let Union Home Mortgage be with you every step of the way and help you deliver on those promises. Union Home Mortgage. Promises kept.
True North Convenience Stores is your coffee and fountain champions. Now with True Rewards, when you buy 6 True Brew coffees or True Oasis fountain drinks, you'll get the 7th free. Whether it's your daily Java fix or cold drink on the go. Sip, save, and enjoy the perks. Just sign up for True Rewards on the App Store or visit TrueNorthStores.com to get started. True North Convenience Stores, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
At Planet Fitness, no 2 members are alike. Their routines are different. They use different equipment.
1, 2, 3.
And they do it for different reasons.
All right. You're a mythical beast.
But they all have one thing in common. They're all strong.
That's right.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
One more, everybody.
One more? I got 5 more.
American Electric Power is a proud sponsor of Buckeyes Care.
Hi, I'm Janelle Coleman with American Electric Power.
At AEP, we're proud to support our communities, powering progress and creating opportunities every day. Our partnership with Buckeyes Care reflects a shared commitment to uplifting Central Ohio through service, connection, and care. Together, we are building a brighter future for everyone we serve.
James Peoples here, running back for the Ohio State Buckeyes. You have to check out the brand new AAA Buckeyes MVP membership. Get all the benefits of AAA, such as 24/7 roadside assistance, plus chances to win tickets to Buckeye sporting events, access to exclusive MVP experiences, along with the 10% off select gear at the Ohio State Team Shop. Already a AAA member? Add the Buckeyes MVP membership for free. Head to AAA.com/Buckeyes to upgrade or join the squad and put your fandom in drive.
You couldn't ask for a better first year as OSU athletic director. Ross Bjork celebrating with the Buckeyes this past season down in Atlanta. But he knows that is only the beginning of what they're trying to build as Buckeyes. He sat down with Dom Tiberi to talk about that.
Ross, what a year the 24 season was, national champions. Is it a blur to you as you look back? And it was historic. I have said it's the greatest run ever by a college football team.
It was historic when you think about it, right? The first 12-team playoff, the fact that, hey, we stubbed our toe twice through the regular season. In the past, you would have been out. We would have been going to a different, high-level bowl game, but you were out of the playoff hunt. The fact that we hosted a home playoff game on December 20th in a historic setting, first time that's ever happened, and we had to winterize the stadium. So you could go through a whole list of things where absolutely it was historic. The fact that we had, some dips in the season, the fact that the culture of the program stood the test of time, the fact that, Coach Day got these guys to rally, all the storylines, there's so many historic moments. And so now, okay, we got to keep going, we got to keep building. We know the standard at Ohio State, but just so much fun to be here in the first year and just to see it all come together.
I'm sure there was a learning curve because it was uncharted waters. What did you take away from the way that season went?
I think you take all the different buckets. You take the football piece, you take the player stamina piece, right? Sort of player performance piece. And, it was really fascinating sitting down, listening to Mickey, Coach Marotti, and to Coach Day about how they plan to go through the season, knowing we could play 16 games, 17 games, perhaps. But I think what we learned is you're alive. And then you have to believe in yourself when you do have a setback. And so I think the learning lesson of how strong is our culture, how strong is our leadership. We believe in Coach Day. We believe in our assistant coaches. I learned a lot just kind of observing. And then when it does get hard, okay, what do we stand for? And we know, again, what the Buckeyes stand for and what that excellence measure is. And so we never shy away from that.
Ross, you love the game of football. You played it. I mean, let's face it, we're fans of the game. Yeah. You don't get much bigger than this opener with Texas, the same team that we had to beat down in their place. Now they're coming to Columbus.
Right. I think it's going to be electric. Obviously a lot of talk about game time. Forget about that right now. We're playing the game. It doesn't matter when. Let's lay the ball down. Let's get after it. We need our fans, obviously, to rally around our team, our players. Let's make it loud. If there are a bunch of visiting team fans, that shouldn't matter. Our fans, I know, are going to bring it. Of course, we expect it to be a great game, but we have a lot of new players, right, that have to prove themselves. They have a lot of new players. So I think the combination of kind of expectation, newness, start the season with a top 5 matchup, I think it's just going to be off the charts and exciting. And that's where the Buckeye fans, I know, are going to come through.
Now let's send it over to Jim Lachey for this week's Elk and Elk 2 Deep Report.
On today's Elk and Elk 2 Deep Report, I'm going to focus on what else? Ohio State's quarterbacks. That's been much of the conversation throughout the whole offseason. Who was going to be that number 1 quarterback? Well, August 18th, Ryan Day decided to name Julian Sayin, the sophomore out of Carlsbad, California, to be that starting quarterback. 5-star guy coming into Ohio State, sat behind Will Howard last year, got a chance to play in 4 games, had 1 touchdown pass. So it's very limited, just 5 of 12 throwing the football, but he got the nod to be the starting quarterback. Close behind him is Lincoln Keenholz, a junior out of Pierre, South Dakota. Again, good size, good range, a great multi-sport athlete there in high school at South Dakota. He's going to be there. Maybe might be a package or two for him to come into that ball game and help if Julian Sang is struggling. But people have a lot of confidence in what Lincoln brings to the table. And don't forget about the freshman, Tavian St. Clair, an Ohio guy, born in Bell Fountain, got great size at 6'3", 235 pounds. He's a guy that, again, maybe they'll have a goal line running type package for him because he is a big back. Tell you one thing, watching him practice against our Buckeye defense, he's giving those guys a great look as running scout team quarterback each and every week. So the Buckeyes are set at quarterback, 3 guys there that'll play a lot. And, probably not in this first game. They'll go with Julian and then see what happens with that. But throughout the course of the year, I'm sure you'll see all 3 of these guys get a chance to play for Ohio State.
This week's Two Deep Report is presented by Elk & Elk. Serious fans of Ohio State athletics. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO.
Coming up next on Game Time with Ryan Day, presented by Huntington, it's final thoughts time with Texas. Plus, Jim is back with the American Dairy Association keys to the game. Stay with us.
At Ohio State, we are the agile, bold breakthrough teams. The never afraid to innovate teams. And the achieve more together teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
You ever feel like your money is just lying around? Welcome to Huntington, a bank that believes we should all get more from money. Like a path to turn all those late nights into beach days, sunscreen Noel, and a nudge when you've got enough for the goat without wiping out the groceries. And anything to make life easier for all you small business owners. We see you, Dad. Banking isn't just checking and saving. It's about getting more from money. Huntington Bank.
How is Logan Services going to get all this expertly installed in just one day?
We've got Carnell. I catch everything.
Perfect seal on that line set, Nate. Way to insulate those refrigerant lines, Ryan. Airflow is perfect. That's a strong leak-proof connection, Jordan. Logan Services catches what the others miss. Logan Services, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio, skilled enough to care for your favorite team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State Wexner Medical Center is the choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists. With access to the advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Summer's almost over.
But there's lots of end-of-summer fun at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Go long! Yes. Time right! Manny drops back and he flips one right down the middle. Well done. No, this one's burning.
Get 1.99 APR financing plus $500 APR cash on remaining new gas-powered 24 Tacomas. Or lease this well-equipped 24 Tacoma for just $219 a month.
Come in today.
Great job, rookie.
Toyota, let's go places.
Keys to the game are presented by the American Dairy Association Mideast. A reminder from Ohio's dairy farmers, 8 ounces of delicious chocolate milk has 8 grams of high-quality protein with the power to fuel everyone from elite athletes to weekend warriors.
All right, now my favorite segment of the game, the keys to the game against the Texas Longhorns. Number 1, you see it there, find Colin Simmons. Number 1, he's a great football player. He's an edge guy. Back in the day when we played the New York Giants, Lawrence Taylor, he was our rover guy. You wanted to know where he lined up each and every time. That's similar to what you got in Colin Simmons. He can be a game wrecker. You better find out where he's lined up each and every time and have a plan to block him. Number 2, get pressure on the quarterback. Now, I can say this each and every week, but when you're in Ohio Stadium now with 100,000 fans, maybe 103,000 fans are handing out their red towels, we need it to be loud, crowd noise. Coach Day talks about how it was against Indiana Hoosiers last year. When the quarterback got up under center, they had to go to a silent count because people cannot communicate. That's the way it's got to be Saturday when you're playing the Longhorns. And if you can get some crowd noise, then the defense can get pressure. How? Well, they can blitz, they can do line stunts, they can bring guys off the edge from the secondary or safeties, but you got to find a way. Last year, Cody Simon did a great job against the Longhorns when Ohio State was able to bring 6 to get pressure on then quarterback Quinn Ewers. That's got to be the same game plan this year going against Arch Manning. And the final key here, hey, I talked about it, crowd noise. It's got to be loud in that stadium. You got to find a way to get everybody up off their feet. Going to be a couple new traditions this year. You heard about the victory bell getting rang before the game. It's got to be loud from the start of that game until the finish, till the final zeros are on the clock there in the fourth quarter to secure a Buckeye victory.
All right, I want to bring back in our experts, and it's already final thoughts time. So we're going to make it easy this week. Such a massive game. Tyvis, I'll start with you. The biggest challenge for this Buckeye team as they get ready for Texas?
The biggest challenge for this team is blocking out the noise. Listen, it's going to be a hostile environment. It's going to be 100,000 people there. It's going to be chaotic. But whatever team settles in first, because you got to remember, both teams lost a lot to the NFL draft. So these are some young guys out there. Whatever team locks in first, settles down, and can get through their progressions and all that, will probably have the most success in this game.
All right, Coach, what's going to be their toughest test?
I agree with exactly what you said, but remember, the loud noise is going to be when they got the ball.
Yeah, that's true.
Not when we got the ball, when they got the ball. So that the team that makes the fewest mistakes is going to win this game.
All right, now it's time for our look at the Union Home Mortgage Drive to the Championship polls. And this is a historic season opener. We've been talking about it. Texas won in both polls. The Buckeyes ranked second in the coaches and third in the AP. Tyvis, I'll start with you. Were you surprised that Ohio State was third in the AP poll?
I wouldn't say that I was surprised. I mean, I understand why they put Penn State in front of them. I mean, obviously, you think about what they have coming back with the Drew Allers and the running backs, and they got Jim Knowles, our defensive coordinator, over there, so it looks good on paper. And you think about the recipe of who won the last 2 national championships. It's been teams that's been able to recruit their own to come back for another year, and Penn State certainly has done that.
All right, Coach. Texas is the #1 team. Would you have ranked Texas #1? I give you a vote. Who's your #1 team?
I would have put Penn State #1.
Okay.
They got a lot of those players coming back just like we had last year. We lost a couple of really, really good running backs, so we may have to rely a little bit more on the passing game. Texas is going to be good. High school football, I mean, there's a lot of great high school football in Texas. I think they got a good coach. He calls all the plays, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But we're playing a great team. There's no question about it.
This week's Drive to the Championship is presented by Union Home Mortgage, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
All right, guys, that was great. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you back here next week for Grambling State. But we are not done on Game Time with Ryan Day, presented by Huntington. Coming up next, we get Coach's final thoughts.
You're more than what they see. More than the speed, the strength, the skill, the precision. More than moments of victory. Greatness grows outside of the spotlight. So, when the game ends, you keep going. Hours spent learning, improving, solving, giving it your all in everything you do. Right Rug Flooring is proud to support those who work hard and never stop.
Does everything seem more expensive these days, especially your utility bills? You can select AEP Energy to keep your costs low for your energy bills. Say goodbye to higher rates and say hello to savings. It's easy to get started. Simply choose a plan that's right for you, and AEP Energy will take care of the rest. You'll get your energy costs under control with a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started today. AEP Energy is the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The best outcomes for treating cancer come from early detection and early diagnosis.
The James Cancer Diagnostic Center at Ohio State
is designed to provide rapid evaluation and a clear diagnosis.
We are transforming care by giving patients direct access
to cancer experts who study and treat cancer every day.
If you think you have cancer, the choice is clear.
Choose the James Cancer Diagnostic Center.
Donato's is a proud sponsor of Buckeyes Care.
At Donato's, serving others and nourishing relationships has always been at the heart of what we do. This means not only serving the best pizza, but giving back to wonderful communities like the Reeb Avenue Center. We believe in supporting one another and treating people fairly, honestly, and with respect.
We're proud to have Donato's as the official pizza sponsor of Ohio State Athletics and thank them for helping make Central Ohio such a wonderful place to live.
Go Bucks!
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get up high quality like bread baked in-store and down low prices everywhere you turn. Up high quality that's guaranteed fresh and down low prices on over 1,000 items. With quality and savings that keep adding up, hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Welcome back to Game Time. Here's Dom Tiberi with final thoughts from the head coach of the Buckeyes, Ryan Day.
Coach, you did a dress rehearsal to get the club ready. How did that go, and what do you think the young kids got out of that?
I just think going through that routine is important. It's not for the first time. I think this allows you to address some things, set expectations of what you want everything to look like. It allows to, at the end of the day, it allows you to set the expectations, but it also allows the guys to kind of body rep what that's going to look like. So when they get to the stadium on Saturday, it's not for the first time, and they've already kind of gone through it and they know what to expect.
All right, Coach, Buckeyes, Longhorns, your keys to victory.
Well, in games like this, you heard me say it before, we can't beat ourselves. We can't beat ourselves. So what does that mean? We got to block well, we got to tackle well, we got to take care of the football. And that's like that in every game, but in first games, it's important. We got to get the calls in early, let the guys get lined up. We got to communicate well so we don't have missed assignments. And then certainly X plays will be important on both sides of the ball. You know that they're going to spit the ball in the perimeter. We got to get the guy on the ground. We got to defeat blocks, tackle well in space, and then get the game to the fourth quarter and go from there. I could name about 10 other things, but ultimately that's the things that we're focused on here.
Thanks for joining us on Game Time with Ryan Day, presented by Huntington. I hope you enjoy the Buckeyes versus Longhorns. We'll see you back here next week to get you set for that matchup with Grambling State. Enjoy the game.
Today's Game Time with Ryan Day show is brought to you by Huntington, the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, AEP Energy, your Central Ohio Toyota dealers, and the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center, Arthur G. James Cancer Hospital, and Richard J. Solove Research Institute.
At Ohio State, we are the never afraid to innovate teams, the agile get it done teams, the bold breakthrough teams, and the improve people's lives teams. The more than 10,000 strong research teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
X follow Buckeye, X follow Buckeye.
I like to drink chocolate milk after a workout because it provides a great source of protein and helps my body recover. It's my favorite. I'm built like a Buckeye, and you can be too. Enter to win free chocolate milk for a year.
How is Logan Services going to get all this expertly installed in just one day?
We've got Carnell.
I catch everything. Perfect seal on that line set, Nate. Way to insulate those refrigerant lines, Ryan. Airflow is perfect. That's a strong leak-proof connection, Jordan. Logan Services catches what the others miss. Logan Services, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
As a lifestyle guard, I help people live their best day in the sun. That means keeping the games going. Coming to the rescue when the floaty is too floppy. And delivering high noon when the cooler's empty.
Oh, do you have any peach?
High noon, sun's up.
You're watching WBNS 10 TV.